Got 30 minutes to check in and start punching that change, man. Trying to make my Christmas a good one. You understand what I'm saying? I got a few gifts. So how everybody going today, man? As always, somebody always hit me with what somebody got to say on YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking at the Monday Night Football game in the conference room at my job. Check this out, man. Here it is, my homeboy hit me on my way to work. He said, tap into this little dude's show where he said people need to mind their business. Let me share something with you, man. Whenever you get in YouTube, people gonna get in your business. But when you have negative opinions of everything that's people saying, you're really in their business because you don't have no other business to be in. You understand what I'm saying? We need to stop bickering and going at each other because it ain't cool. You understand what I'm saying? Check this out, man. Stop trying to knock what another person is trying to enlighten people to, because I'm going to stay giving up prison stories, right? Excuse me. I'm going to stay giving up prison stories. And if a person don't like it, he ain't got to tap in. Don't tap in and tap out. Stay up in. I had 2 people tap in, then they tap right out. Come on, man. You ain't got knocked out with the real. Yeah, come get this real before you leave me. You understand what I'm saying? But listen to what I'm saying, man. Stop spreading myths and false propaganda about prison if you haven't been to prison. Watch this. I take it personal when people get into people podcasts and make comments and saying that the Crips and Bloods we was just like we was being punked out and marked out in the pen, when that's not true. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to really know who got punked out and marked out in prison, look on the SNY yard in CDC. This is something what else you need. A brother that asked me early this afternoon before I left to go to work. He said, man, I can't help my op because I believe he'll be getting on me. When you go to prison, man, and your op is of the same color as you, he's no longer your op. I ain't saying he's your friend either. But what I am telling you, that you two are obligated to watch each other back when it comes to racial shit. Now, if Savannah, Georgia checking in, I like that. Backyard beach training, I like that, man. How you doing? I didn't go in prison thinking everybody with a red rag was my enemy, or thinking all BGFs was gonna be my enemies. I did go in prison with under assumption of some of the myths that I heard that Jamas didn't like, which is BGF, that they didn't like Crips, right? Come to find out, that's what that was. A mere myth, because all Jamas wasn't against Crips. A lot of real BGFs liked it, the Crips, because we was going to be the new freedom fighters in CDC. We was going to be the ones that's outnumbering people and bringing the noise to people. Crips, on the other hand, we just didn't know how to keep our unity together. We started beefing amongst each other, CCO and Blue Note, right? But that beef did not last long. That was like about a year and a half war, not even a war, just a year and a half of going at each other. Then we stopped it. And it created a lot of people stepping back. And the reason they were stepping back, CCOs, the reason a lot of us stepped back, because we didn't like what was going on, that we was going at each other when we wasn't each other enemies. Yeah, you got the Crip on Crip shit on the streets, but when you come to prison, that shit ceased, man. You understand what I'm saying? I was my first Damu cellie was from Villains. You understand? Brandon, what's up with you, man? You feel me? What's going on with you? My first Damu cellies was from 5-6 Villains. Crazy, right? We were cellies in the shoe, right? And me and him, we was tight because we knew each other, right? And the police separated us because they wasn't used to a Damu being in the cell with a Crip or a Crip in the cell with a Damu. And we got each other back when we go to the yard. Because when I took off, he took off. When he took off, I took off. We never packed nobody out on the yard. You understand what I'm saying? But we did when it was time for that race shit in Corcoran Shoe. He handled his business, I handled my business. But you had people, because the police Corcoran Shoes, police set up fights on the yard. They made sure, watch this, man. First of all, wasn't no warning shots in Corcoran Shoe. They can just shoot you for fighting. Although they did shoot the block gun, I've been shot a few times with the block gun. And that motherfucker ain't no joke. I seen a motherfucker get killed with the block gun. That motherfucker hit me in my foot and my ankle, man. That motherfucker put me on my ass. But I'm telling you now, every time I had a fight with a Mahinda, which is Hispanic, a Sereno in Corcoran shoe, it was head up. Never two SAs never rushed me. They kept it one-on-one. Now, at the beginning of it, when they first want to take off, the police would let them keep a razor, take their razor out, their little razor. Because when they in the shoe, when you get your razors, the police is giving you your razor. And when you give it back, it must be a razor blade in that razor. Or they finna tear your cell up and you're going on CTQ if they don't find the razor. So that means the police was giving them the razor. Was it a problem? Check this out, man. No, because he ain't gonna be able to get up on you that close to hurt you really, but he can put a wound on. And when they came, when they come, that's a form of intimidation. Let us pump the fear of God in them because they think we got weapons. But everybody know, man, from the shoulders, ain't too many people can whip brothers. Because they know from the shoulders we got it like that. Now, I ain't taking them from no Mexican, no Sereno. I done seen some Mexicans got squabbles like brothers. You understand what I'm saying? But when you get these dudes who never been to prison and got always something negative to say about how the Crips and the Damus was carrying themselves in prison. No, you ain't been there. You can't tell us how it was. Because I'm here to tell you, man, a lot of dudes didn't stay on level 4 yards long. When they got there from the reception, the level 4 yard was either at war, was on lockdown. And they didn't have a whole lot of points. So if they be on lockdown, and some of them tuck their tail and say, man, I don't want to be here, go to committee, because in 10 days, you'll go to committee to come to the main line. A lot of dudes PC'd up off them level 4 yards. I don't want to be here. They went down to level 3s and put 100 on where they came from. So when you're on a level 3 and you've never been to a level 4, when you see dudes coming from a level 4, that's a form of prestige. You coming down from a level 4. But they not knowing this person's reputation, why the transfer happened, or did he lower his points? A lot of dudes tucked their tails because they couldn't accept and handle the noise that was being presented. Because when I first went to prison, it was only two prisons. Folsom State Prison and San Quentin State Prison. Only institutions they had was Solidec, California Training Facility, and Dual Vocational Institution, which was Tracy. And they called in gladiator schools. And when I first got to Tracy, man, I thought I was in a fire. All I seen was a whole lot of red rags. But did that stop me or prevent me from getting my Crip on? Hell no. And it kind of motivated me in putting more than one blue rag in my pocket. Now I'm on the road with 3 and 4 blue rags on me. One tied around my neck, one tied around my head because I had braids. I used to wear French braids tied ancient mama style. And I got my ultimate mob on. Talking about steady mobbing, I stayed mobbing, man. You understand what I'm saying? My blue Kroger sacks on, my OG blue golf hat. Because I went in there and I knew it was going to be Crip or nothing with me. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, when Raymond first went to the pen, the big homie Raymond Rossi first went to the pen, he had some funk with the motherfucking Jammers because they was trying to use old shit they heard, but they really was trying to convert Raymond because they felt if they could have converted Raymond, then all the Crips gonna come. No, man, Raymond kept it crippin'. Like my big homie Sumo said in the old interview with Melly Mill, he went to prison and kept it crippin'. And you hear a whole lot of other motherfuckers that had that CCO hatred, saying, yeah, man, them CCOs wasn't nothing but BGF, they was for the blackness. Watch this, man. What's wrong with a Crip being about his blackness? They're being about his race. Because whether you want to believe it or not, we wasn't nothing but some freedom fighters. You understand what I'm saying? So what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of Crips. I'm going to get Blue Notes this too. A lot of Crips that wasn't affiliated, CISO and Blue Notes allowed them dudes to be able to walk a main line when there wasn't no drum and wasn't no drum to be presented to them. They ain't going to admit that. A lot of Damus that wasn't BLs or UBNs, UBN and BL allowed things to not happen to them when there wasn't no drama. Based on they knew if something happened to a Damu, something happened to a Keyway, they knew these organizations was going to step to the plate, especially with CCO, man. CCOs, the police knew for a fact, they knew we was with this. If you step to a CCO with that bullshit or a Crip in the presence of a CCO, you know it's going to be a real big old form of retaliation coming from us. And the retaliation was this. we gonna bring that noise. We ain't had no CCOs and had no problems fighting the police, man. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't like us. Some people did, but everybody respected us. You hear people say they had cut on them. I addressed this last night. Hey, did nobody ever ask me, when anybody ever asked me where I was from, I never said CCO. Whenever they asked me where I was from in prison, I'm from Compton, Front Hood, Compton, Crip. That's where I'm from. And they knew this. You had dudes in 4800. I'm gonna keep this. What's up, baby? I'm gonna keep this 100. Certain dudes in 4800 didn't want certain CCOs in 4800 because they felt we was coming in there and finna have some influence over the younger Crips. I remember when I first come down to 4800. As soon as I got there, Craig was on Charlie Road. He jumped down with the chair to come holler at me. Crazy Pope from Father's Broadway get at me because he had to check a motherfucker from the pocket. My homeboy C-Dog, he immediately got at me. He said, man, get at that D. C-Dog, man, got a mouth on him. C-Dog Celestine come to my cell, pop at me. Hey, cuz, tone that shit down. And I had to let him know, too, because he came at me with some playing shit. Hey, homie, I don't get down out there, kid. Pump your motherfucking brakes. You feel me? And I ended up going to high power because motherfuckers thought I came down from the pen to take off on somebody. But that wasn't, I just got called down so I could be able to get some money. When I got there, Gangsta gave me some money. Him and Marcellus bought me the blue suede Adidas I was telling y'all about because me and Mel Rock from the 60s, my comrade, we came down together. Mel Rock stayed in the Marjorie. I went to high power where my big homie Haron was there. That's why I met Lil Fee from the 60s and his crime, Big Seat Up. Sugar Bear was there with me. The homie Freddie Mingo, he was there. You understand what I'm saying? And when we got there, and Freddie Mingo, a good cat, don't get me wrong, a solid individual. But when he had leadership, he didn't know how to have in a leadership position, so he didn't trust a lot of his ex-rags that was coming up in high power. He thought we was coming to make noise on the move on the book. That ain't what we was doing. And Freddie Mingo PC'd up. And I ain't trying to talk about my homie. I still got love for cuz. But he just PC'd up. You understand what I'm saying? But he was a soldier. Like he told me, I said, man, what you doing going to PC? I said, man, I can't be dodging a whole lot of knives. But we had a CCO had already disbanded, so it wouldn't be a knife that he had to dodge. You understand what I'm saying? There's no more CCO, so you didn't have to worry about any form of repercussion behind your past deeds and past actions. And this is what people don't seem to get, man. We was in there. CCO, I don't care what nobody said. It's my opinion. CCO was the best thing happened for Crips in the pen. It made a whole lot of people look at Crip in a different light, that we was with the business. They already knew we was with the business. Because look at our numbers, man. You got a lot of Crip sets, they call themselves OG Crip sets, but they was Blood Damu sets before they was Crip sets. Now, I ain't gonna tell you the name, do your history on it, right? But there was a lot of Crip sets out here today that hoods used to be Blood hoods first, then they turned Crips. You feel me? You get so if a motherfucker telling you here a G from this hood, and the hood used to be Damu, so was there a Damu first? So that's the most I can say, right? When it comes to Compton, Compton is looked out. Everybody look at Compton and LA totally different. We all Crips, but our cripping is different. It's how we dress, how we conduct ourselves, and how we carry ourselves. No one is no better than the next. Because you got a whole lot of relationships. Compton Crips got a whole lot of relationship with LA Crips. But Compton Crips can go some places and don't have no problems based on where you when CCO, where were you when CCO disbanded? I was in prison. I stepped back. My big homie Heron sent me a kite, man. I was in the shoe. He sent me a kite. He said, step back. I stepped out, Biz. You feel what I'm saying? I stepped back. But that ain't saying, don't get me wrong. Now, I need y'all to understand something. Although CCO had disbanded, we still had that comradeship, that camaraderie, and love for one another, that we wouldn't just let somebody step somebody. I got a lot of homeboys that was CCO from other sets and the sets got into it with other sets, I was willing to support them. It was incident. My homie Bam from 111 was trying to get into something, him and his car. And I wanted to participate in it, but the homie PJ Watts Fred like, man, that ain't Hub Dub business. Oh, no, don't no motherfucker tell me how to do my time. That's my business. But Bam stepped to the plate and said, no, man, just give me your gloves. I need your gloves because he want to fuck his hand up using that knife. But we still had that love for one another. But at the same token, when it wasn't no more CCOs, I was also supporting Blue Notes because I got the CCO and Blue Note didn't have no eternal beef. That was just business. It wasn't personal. So I got Road Dogs from Blue Notes. I cut corners and ran Road Dog on the main line with Blue Notes. And we respected each other because we respected each other's soldierism. You understand what I'm saying? That we knew who was down and who wasn't down. So why we can't run together no more? We're not beefing no more together. Now you got these dudes. I don't know what made a lot of dudes. Rockhead is my homeboy. Rockhead is not just my comrade. Rockhead, my homeboy. Rockhead from Compton. Before it was the CCO, it was a Bam and the Rockhead relationship. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know what it is with dudes in prison, man. But every yard I was going to, every level 4 I was hitting, right? A motherfucker say this. I remember this little dude named Pimp. Quarter Park, me and Pimp, I made Pimp my little road dog. So Pimp, we used to call him Pimperoni, thought he was a little player, right? And this dude, Lucky from the forums, got up there, man. Lucky like, oh man, that's one of the sumo boys. I don't know why people used to always say that, right? But Lucky was one of them dudes trying to buy friendship with motherfuckers, right? He had this dude out of watch trying to kiss his ass because he had a little sack, right? So one day we on the yard. And the boy from the forum started talking street business. I told Cuz, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't speak on this shit around me. You feel what I'm saying? Because the hood you're talking about is a hood I got the utmost love for, right? And I'm not finna let you assassinate the character of them. Because I know if it was some real ones he was talking about there, they'd get on them, right? So anyway, Pimp pulled me one day on the yard. He said, yeah, man, boy, Lucky said, don't trust you, you used to be CCO. I said, hey, Pimp, but I never heard that from him. He said, exactly, big homie, that's why I'm coming to tell you. You understand what I'm saying? So all my little homies in the pen, man, I used to lace them. But I would never lace them by doing this. Hey, don't fuck with that dude because he might be a Blue Note. Don't fuck with that dude because he might be ex-CCO. Nah. Hey, man, judge the book based on the contents of the book after you read it. Don't judge a book by the cover of the book. Open the book and read it. Don't listen to what everybody else got to say. Because watch this, man. When a person tell you don't fuck with somebody in prison, ask them why you don't fuck with that person. Is it personal? And come to find out, that's what it was with Lucky. I ended up busting on one of his homeboys, and Cuz didn't like that. You understand what I'm saying? But hey, his homeboy was in violation. So why he couldn't accept the real? So I'm one of them crip dudes. And one of my homies, I'm just glad that nobody from Front Hood ever get bust on in the pen by no collective, right? His Front Hoods was never in violation. My homeboy Lebo Simba, Cuz was like me. Lebo was with the business. And he liked fighting the police like me. You understand what I'm saying? Like I remember one time we was on the street. We was on 131st one night, man. And the homie Bohead said, man, motherfuckers be talking about they had rank in the pen, they was running shit. It's only 2 people had rank in the motherfucking penitentiary. In Front Hood, that's Bam and Lebo. And rank ain't just giving it something, man. You understand what I'm saying? My homie Sumo and Anton, Haron them didn't give me this position, or Scarby them, supporting them, Pretty Tony didn't give me a position because I'm from Compton, and because I'm down, I earned that. And that was the first thing I ever said when I got sentenced to go to prison. I went to court and they sentenced me to revoke me from bail, took my bail, right? I had already said, man, I'm going in there and I got to have some rank. So that was my intentions. And I knew what I had to do in order to get some rank. I couldn't go in there bullshit and I had to be down with it. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't no tough motherfucker, but I ain't no scary motherfucker. You bring the noise, I'm gonna bring the noise. You want peace, we can have peace. You want some positive dialogue, we can have positive dialogue, right? And that's what it is, man. Did I know OG Bad News in the pen? Me and Bad News was Sellies in New Folsom. I mean, one night, me and Bad News smoked some motherfucking weed, and he had a motherfucking seizure in there. Scared the shit out of me. You understand what I'm saying? He say, damn, Bam. Only thing I ain't like about my big homie Bad News is start smoking, then stop smoking. You feel me? Lil Roger Rab? Yeah, Lil Roger Rab and his mama went to school. You was in Centinela when Rab was there. Watch this. I was there when they was converting that into a level 4 yard. I came down. And he was in one building where they had the rest of the level 3s there, baby. Right? But listen to me, man. Motherfucker. Yeah, but I forgot what I was saying. But anyway, man, motherfuckers will come down to these pens and it'd be something totally different. Every front hood that ever came to the pen was told not to get up under paperwork. Hey, watch this. And the reason I told my homies don't get up under paperwork was because if a rule get broken, man, it's a consequences to a rule being broken. But like my homie Bohead kept it clean with him, man. The only motherfuckers from the hood had rank was Bam and Lebo. You understand what I'm saying? But I never did nothing personally to none of my homies in the pen because they didn't violate no rules. You understand what I'm saying? Did all the Compton follow the rules of what was said out there? Nah. Did all the other Crip sets that homies had rank follow the rules that was out there? No, man. And you don't think it hurt somebody to want to do something to their own person? I had personal homies from Compton, not just front hood, that got hit, and they got hit for a reason. So you hear a whole lot of motherfuckers say this and say that, but they know why they got hit, man. They know why they got hit. You understand what I'm saying? So let's not get into that like when I was in Calipat. You know, motherfuckers are called, who was this? Hey, watch this, man. Bad News was a great dude with a whole lot of advice. Same with LB. The day once me and LB embraced each other, anybody, when you hear somebody, you check in and see what he about. As soon as LB seen me the next day, show man Stanley said, you with us, y'all partners. But LB had took something from me. LB was in the pen for killing my big homie, but I also knew that wasn't personal, that was business. And LB earned the title of me calling him big homie. You understand what I'm saying? Because he respect my gangsterism up in this motherfucker, my Cripism. And I said, man, LB like 3-4 years older than me. I respect any soldier. And LB ain't just a soldier, man. Dudes like LB, Sumo, them, I consider them dudes warriors, man. And you got to know what the fuck you doing if you going at them. If you don't know what the fuck you doing, hey, watch this, homie. I don't do no celebrity boxing. I don't do that. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not Tank Davis. I don't do that. If Gunna want to see me, I'm in Los Angeles. Bring your square punk ass to Los Angeles. But you're not finna get me on no YouTube channel talking about I'm finna be fighting you. I'm not with no OG in a celebrity boxing match. Which no, I don't get down like that. I don't get down like that. I'm not a professional boxer, but I got my squad was good, but I don't do no celebrity boxing. You feel me? I don't get down like that. I'm not finna help nobody get nobody. I'm not finna entertain you to get no money in your motherfucking pocket. You understand what I'm saying? But if he got a personal problem with me, I'm not hard to find. Jump your ass on that highway and come to Compton. That's how that go. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't do no celebrity boxing. I told this busted dude Sag the same thing. I don't do no celebrity boxing, man. We don't do that. Not Bam. You understand what I'm saying? And we're gonna leave that conversation alone. How you doing? We're gonna end that as a conversation. But I don't do no celebrity boxing, y'all. You know what I mean? That dude, watch this, man. And Gunna couldn't see me, man, in a wet paper bag, man. That dude. But I ain't hard to find. You want to squabble? Let's keep it street, man. I ain't no celebrity. Let's keep it hood. That's how I get. That's my get down. But other than that, no, man. I ain't got no insurance policy to be on. My family can't get no money if this dude to get a lucky punch and I fall out, can't wake back up. So I don't do no celebrity boxing. That's just me. Exactly. I'm gonna stay focused, man. I don't even know where that came from. But yeah, man. Listen to me. But I never misled anybody younger than me in the pen. I wouldn't give a fuck where they was from. I had road dogs from every motherfucking hood because that's my responsibility as a G, to be responsible for the younger generation under me. You feel what I'm saying? From Baby E said, from the watch this, man, from the Broadways to the Raymonds, to the Hoovers. I always had a young partner. Like when I was in Calipat, I was a teacher aide, right? And a motherfucker always considered Hoovers not Crips. And I told a motherfucker Psycho from Father Hoover was in my class, and that was my little road dog, right? I used to tell motherfucker, don't come in here disrespecting him. He can't get no head up face, none of that. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, watch this. At Bareback Podcast, listen to me, man. Cuse was one of the shortest dudes in the pen. And they never went at a motherfucker shorter than him. He always went at the biggest and the tallest. And every motherfucker, in my experience, on the yards with Cuse. Every motherfucker that Cuse went at deserved to get hit. Because they underestimated a warrior. Cuse is another dude I considered a warrior. You feel me? Because you ain't gonna just steal Cuse. Cuse minded his business in prison. And if you got in his business, you got in his lane, he knew how to eliminate you out of his business. He knew how to get you the fuck out of his lane. And that's what I admired about him. You understand what I'm saying? See, Cuse was one of the motherfuckers, we look at his performance and say, damn, I got to get down like the big homie get down. Cuse was a great mentor, not just to me, but to other dudes. Who's the most expressive Crip on the weight pile and the strongest? Hey, man, I seen a whole lot of strong motherfuckers, right? But one of the most expressive dudes I seen was Hog from 107. Hog was on Swole. Big James Miller was on Swole. I used to buff there. I buffed down for about 5 years up in the pen, man. Then when I was doing so many shoes, I stopped buffing, right? And I used to do a whole lot of burpees. My boy Bugs from Long Beach said, man, I remember how you came down from old folks and you hit Tracy. I used to be in the middle of the yard, and I'd do about 1,500 burpees. You feel me? When I got to Calipat, man, I had started getting kind of fat, eating a whole lot of snacks, cookies, zooms, wham whams, and my little brother football used to clown me. So I started working out. But the most impressive dude I ever seen with a program was the any guy moves of Crips of the Empire in the pen. I fucked with Silky, the Macon brothers. Silky and Nachi was in the pen with me, right? Couple of more that I forgot their names, Mayweather, but they was with the business. They wasn't gaming, but they was with the. I remember when I got out the shoe after the ride in '96 and old folks, and they put me in the cell with a little dude, they Silky. From my seven brother did, I was with the cell, he drinking wine. I said, cuz I don't sleep on no bottom bunk. And you need to start rearranging shit, because when I get my property, I got like 25 boxes worth of shit. By property. When I got my shit, cuz he moved in the cell with the homie T-Money. T-Mac or T-Money from Harlem. But me and Lil Silk was tight. I told Lil Silk how to lock his cell door for the police can't accidentally hit it. You feel me? Hey, baby, I got to, like I always tell people, I wear my feelings on my sleeve, man. Some of these trolls do irritate me, right? So when a motherfucker come at me with this fake shit, celebrity boxing shit, I'm gonna react to that. I might not react to it the way people want me to, because I always said I'm not with this. When Nino Boy and the dude Bosco had, I don't do that shit, man. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not gonna have no celebrity boxing match with you. If you got a problem with Bam, I'm not hard to find. Jump your ass on the one-on-one, head south. Tell me you're here and I'll meet you where the fuck you want to meet me. Just don't pose no threat to my life. Simple as that, you feel me? And you're absolutely right, homie of Christ. But anyway, man, the most impressive dude I ever seen with a calisthenic program is two people. Cuse and football. And I would have loved to see Cuse and football working out together. Man, watch this. I call football ass a black Jack Lane. That dude used to come up with, create some exercises for his motherfucking self that I was impressed with. And I mean, football work out that whole morning yard. And he pressed the line on this big bro, his big homie. He like, hey, big homie, every time I come to your motherfucking cell, you eating a whole lot of zooms, wham. Start exercising. because I got asthma. So the bigger I get it affects with my breathing. So he showed me a whole lot of love, and I started exercising, getting that dip bar. I used to walk 20 to 35 laps. I might run 3 or 4. But I walk 20, 35 laps the whole yard. The pimp from Carver's like, damn, cuz you walk the whole yard. Yeah, I stay moving. I don't never sit still to get isolated in one spot. They got showers on the yard. So when I walk the yard, basically, I was keeping Usalam on the yard, security. I'm walking the yard to see what's going on. Let's get a Rockhead story. One time, man, I had left Rockhead in the shoe. And Rockhead wrote me, I had sent a picture to somebody. And somebody on the picture that CCO hit, but he was me and Rockhead homie. Rockhead wrote me back and said the homie didn't like who's on the picture. But basically, I sent the picture to show you that, hey, we still embrace cuz. Right today, my homie, not Rockhead, the homie who was on the picture, for some reason or another, got some hidden animosity. But hey, you only got hit because you didn't come back in the hole and represent what was being said about you. Mousy Brown was on Swole too, man. Mousy Brown, watch this, man. Mousy Brown had a co-exercise hand too. You feel me? And Mousy Brown was real tight. And we was tight because of Big Scarby and Big Sumo. You understand what I'm saying now? I remember when I first came to the pen, a lot of big cats didn't use the N-word. You know, a lot of them was trying to be players. So when Mousy created Takumi Corps, them Kumi cats was conducting themselves and acting like Crips. They said nigga all day. But when I first went to the pen, man, blacks couldn't use that word, especially on them level 4 yards. When I got the old folks, the Crips and Bloods that was there, used that word. But when CCO got there, woo, the use of the N-word went down tremendously. And we don't do that no more, man. Start respecting yourself. So that's where that stigma comes. CCOs act like BGLs. No, we just conducting ourselves with a whole lot of truth and a whole lot of realness. What's good, big homie? You got an OG Turtle story? Watch this. I was looking at a clip of Gangsta saying people think T was just a hustler. T was with the business, man. Turtle had just damn near killed the motherfucker in the pen before he was released when he paroled from San Quentin on the shoot. Because the motherfucker underestimated the homie, and Turtle had, you know, them things you used to trim grass with them old cheers. Turtle used one of them and bust the motherfucker in the neck. The dude had them staple steppers. You feel me? He was in Palm Hall when I caught my murder. I get into it with the police. I go to the hole. Homie hooked me up with a broad. Had his girl, his daughter Kenya, Mama Lisa, put $500 on my books. And she took care of me too for about 6 months after the homie passed. I used to call her, collect and everything. Turtle was a genuine homie. The same love he showed towards Tannis, he showed towards every Crip. Was it, did Compton get as much love as anybody else, or did Tannis get as much love as everybody else? Well, quite naturally, you're gonna do that. But Turtle had genuine love for anybody that was a Crip. You understand what I'm saying? That's somebody like my best friend, Bebe, rest in peace, BJ, Doc, you feel me? It's people that I miss, my big homie Lacelle and them, because they was with it. Do you consider Monster Cody? I got to see that again. Do you consider Monster Cody a dropout because he turned African revolutionary after CCO? No, I don't. No, I don't, man. I don't consider Cody as a dropout. Hey, if it wasn't for Cody, man, a whole lot of people wouldn't have been able to write a book in prison because Cody was the first banger that wrote a book. Yes, I met Doc Holliday in I knew his son, Lil Doc. That was his stepson, and then the other one. You understand? Monster Cody was a solid brother, man. But I'm asking you on a comment at one time, Kev Knight, long ago. So is there a set called Four Block Corner? It's a set called Six Hood. I never heard of 4 Corner Block, but it's a set called Corner Pocket. But it's the 4 corner blocks in Long Beach, but not in Compton. Six Hoods is right down the street from Front Hoods, man. I grew up with hitting men, big brothers, the Fosters. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of Six Hoods and Front Hoods went to Willowbrook Junior High together. When it came to that little area where I'm from, front corner pocket carvers and Monas, we was all close knitted because we went to school together. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't in that era with my hood and Carver beefing. That wasn't in my generation, but when I was on the streets, I was still going into Carvers, even though my hood used to beef with Carver. You understand what I'm saying? And it didn't take away from G's was still able to go in each other's hood and not get caught up in that beef. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man, and support the channel, man. You know, because I'm about to have to call it quits in a minute and clock in. You understand what I'm saying? But I love my lives. I'm always try to keep it 100 with you. Hey, thank you, RH. I'm always try to keep it 100 with you. My says, who's on the Mount Rushmore of Compton Crips? Exactly what do you mean when you say that? Exactly what do you mean when you say that? And I'm going to answer that as honest as possible. Exactly what you mean. Hey, watch this. Boulevards did used to claim Comptons. I don't know what happened made them start claiming Long Beach, but they did. Oh, you went to the Brook? Hey, how old is you, RH? You might have knew my brother or something. I said his stepson, brother. I said Doc Holliday's stepson. You understand what I'm saying? They called him Lil Doc. His mother was married to Doc Holliday. You understand what I'm saying? But now, this is what we got to understand too, man. When the person say what hoods for the most influential Compton Crips sets. Well, first of all, man, Front Hood was influenced out there. Tanners, Nutty Blocks, and Lantanas. That's my opinion. But other people might have, like my hood was the ones brought the Taylors up in Compton. We created, I know Inch, rest in peace. And all right then, RH, they're my little brothers. Good looking out. You got to also understand, like, my second home was Nutty Block. You understand what I'm saying? I hung in Nutty Block just as much as I hung in Front Hood, man. You understand what I'm saying? I hung on 165th. I hung on the block. I ran with the OG Block Boys, Mike T, Alvin them, Keely Welch and them. My cousins, Big Ali, Lil Ali and them. My little cousins, twins from Nutty. I ran with them. Big Woody, Lil Dolan them. They're my homies. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I met Mac Thomas at. That's why I met Salty at. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give you them 4 names, but watch this, man. I can't put certain people in the same category I put Turtle in. I can't put people in the same category I might put Mac in. So I put my little brother in the category with Mac, right? I put my homie Big Bay Rob in the category with Mac. I put my homie Kirk in the category with Mac. I put my homie Cable in the category with Mac Thomas. Moon them. You understand what I'm saying? Turtle was a gangster and a hustler. You feel me? Everybody didn't know how to get money like that. So I put Bay Rob in the category with Turtle too, because Bay Rob knew how to get money. Then Mo knew how to get his money. I put LaSalle in the category with Mac Thomas. Salty now. You understand what I'm saying? I put Bully in his own, my homie the Bully in his own category. Because Bully was a motherfucker that didn't need a pistol. The motherfucker needed a pistol to get at him. Bully was just good with them squabbles. You understand what I'm saying? So I got to get ready to clock in, man. I got to get my bag, my buckets and everything together. It was a nice 38 minutes. Support the channel. Do what you can for the channel. Hit that like and subscribe. If ain't nobody told you they love you today, you know what your boy do. OG Band love you. RH. Rest well today, man. Don't eat too much. Steelers is winning 13-0. Peace, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button, man. God bless you, Far West.
But this guy, Frazier, part of all that was he got named as the offensive coordinator, and I think his job is far more.